Alright guys, Supreme Kami here, and today we are going to be taking a look at the Blue Destiny Unit 1. So in terms of this one over here, we only do have 5 parts, so that's actually kind of okay. For whatever reason, they don't give it a backpack, but if you guys do take a look at maybe the torso section a bit, you guys can see that there's, supposedly a backpack. I have no idea why they didn't do like a separate part, but okay, that's cool. But alright, so in terms of this overall unit, we do have 3 parts that have EXQ, and then 2 parts that has portraits here. So I believe one of the best portrait is actually going to be from the shoe part, because it does actually provide you those buff effects up. So that is actually quite powerful coming from a welper. So let's kind of take a look and just kind of see as a refresher, because I have not taken a look at the Blue Destiny for quite some time now. So let's kind of take a look at the alteration state first, or let me show you guys how the actual unit looks like first. So then after that, we are going to go straight into the alteration tab. So alright, so this is going to be the Blue Destiny 1 here. So I guess it looks pretty simple with the gym head right there. So that's that. Alright, so let's take a look at the alteration state. What unit or what series is this even from? I think it's from this one, right? Yeah. This should be the correct one. No, this one is the Blue Destiny 2. All right, one should be. Oh yeah, I think we are in the one right now. All right, so let's take a look at unit 1 right here. So stat wise is obviously not going to be anything relevant, so kind of keep it in mind. In terms of war type wise, close combat for desert, so it's not your worst but not the best combo right there. So we obviously do have the exam system here. So this one over here is going to raise your speed by 20%, and then also raise your melee attack up by 49%. So honestly speaking, this one is not anything too crazy. And then in terms of, let's say for example, you want to use this one to kind of further strengthen your attack. For example, I would definitely not recommend this one, just because of the fact that this one is a awakenable one. So let's say you chain in some of your more favorite melee EX skill that has, let's say, I don't know, let me see, the Lupus Wreck backpack. That one has like a built-in awakening system on activation. So you pop that one, you pop this one first, and then you pop some awakenable custom EX skill or whatever EX skill. Bam, this one is gone, because they do not stack. I don't think you can activate, like, in terms of like going to like the actual Gundam lore or whatever, you can't activate Transam then activate exam system. They're not supposed to collide with each other. So yeah, so that's why I just feel like these ones are not really that special. I think you can probably go with something that's a little bit more generic, maybe like the H1 head, because that one I believe it just had like a combat stand, for example. So that one actually literally the same thing as this one, raising your melee attack up by 49%, but that one instead does not have any awakenable. So you can feel free to chain in some other EX skill, and then you should be fine. So this one I would definitely not recommend it. If you guys do choose to phone up to EX skill 10, that's fine. You can definitely use it for some other occasion, but in terms of these one over here, I just don't have any good thing to say about these one over here. So yeah. All right, so let's move over to the torso now. Alright, torso wise, I'm pretty sure we have seen this EX skill before, the abdominal wire missile. This one, like, I'm pretty sure, like, for those that have played Battle Circuit for a long time, for example, there was one stage of the Battle Circuit, I forgot which iteration of it, like, this EX skill hits like a truck. I'm just like, I have nightmare looking at this EX skill. So in terms of looking at from our perspective on this EX skill, it does a fairly decent job, I would have to say. It does have some decent-ish kind of tracking. So from time to time, you will definitely see your missile kind of just drifting to whatever your enemy is. So it's not gonna be like, it doesn't curve like some of your other one per se, but this one does provide a little bit of a decent tracking, if you will. So not bad. This one, I believe, in terms of power wise, does jump up to a B plus. So with that said, that's definitely going to allow you to hit harder. So we'll definitely examine that as I do compare some power wise in a bit. All right, so looking over at the armor, is it worth altering or maxing it out? So let's see what we have. So yep, this one's just simply get one copy and you're done, because this one is what, the secondary portrait is like a crit rate up or crit rate boosted. Honestly, crit, if they made crit somewhat important where you do more damage to crit, then I'm definitely all for that. But in terms of these right here, there is no. Yeah, it's just not really up there. So even, all right, even if they open up the concept of actually adding crit rate increase, like if you do crit damage, it increase whatsoever. I don't know how that would affect the game in a sense. Like, I think the RNG of actually, like, if, right, I'm talking about like a hypothetical situation, if they do implement crit damage up, for example, like via like a new portrait for say, I think it's still going to be a very RNG based and not too reliable in a sense. So I think it'll be a cool concept, but it's just in terms of like putting it on paper, it sounds good, right? But actually applying it in battle, like if you activate an EX skill that has multiple combo, for example, I don't know how that actually works because like would all the attacks actually be crit or only like one or two get crits. So I think that's definitely a very interesting topic in a sense, but I will definitely say we will never see that anytime soon. So that is just a hypothetical speaking. We don't have like we don't really have like a crit increase damage output, all that. So that is all hypothetically speaking. So, or yeah, this one is useless. Don't just get one copy for the collection purposes and move on. That's it. All right. So looking at the legs, so what are we rocking with over here? So leg-wise over here, we do have the beam type of combo, so probably not going to be anything too interesting. But this one does go up to a B plus to an A minus power. So in terms of damage output, you would definitely expect, some decently over here. So in terms of war type wise, close combat and federation, I'd even take a look at the other ones. So this one have federation, close combat as well. And this one, okay, same as the head part. Okay, I guess we can kind of deal with that. It's not bad. Like Federation is a dual type build S kind of portrait or vortex, so it's not the end of the world. So, all right, so let's take a look at the shoe. So this one is actually quite good. Because not only does this one offer like a buff EXQ timer up, so in terms of the actual buff, for example, that is going to be extended by 15%. So that is, not the best, honestly. It will, maybe prolong it by like a few seconds at most in a way. But in terms of the second portrait, we do have a buff EXQ effects up by 22%. So this one, in terms of like landing it on a 23%, is actually quite powerful. So if you guys can definitely do form of the shoe part, I think it will greatly be a beneficial thing to your overall box. So that being said, we are going to jump straight into some EXQ kind of showcase with these over here. I am actually going to be using the exam sum because in this aspect of it, we don't have any other EXQ or just anything that is going to be awakenable. So we can just repeat chain all those in and that should be fine. So the only thing that is pretty much going to get affected is only going to be the like EXQ, but I guess that's the only melee EXQ that we have on this overall build. So let me jump into the multi-mission and see how it's doing. Alright, so we are in. So let's kind of try them out right now. So let's see how this one looks like. So okay, I think it's just 2 hits, right? Tracking wise, I wouldn't say there's any tracking at the moment just because of the fact that literally the enemy. Oh wow, did we just hit the other enemy like that? I want to target this one. So is it? Oh, there's actually 4 rounds. Okay. I'm like, I wouldn't say there's like any great tracking because like the enemy is not really moving. So I thought that was gonna hit, but not really. So what about the EX? Oh, it's just gonna be one of these. So, yeah. This one honestly not anything too crazy, and there's not even like a beam surgery throw. So yeah, very very unfortunate anyway. So but for whatever reason, any of the Blue Destiny unit, like they just hover like that. I don't know why. That's weird. If anyone does know, like anywhere maybe within a series or something like that, or maybe in like, I don't think there's like an actual anime series for this, or maybe just anywhere. Why does it just hover, or did they just make that in game like just like that? I don't know. I don't know for whatever occasion. So let me gauge what kind of attack we can do with the melee attack over here. So roughly about 6 digit, closing into like 130-ish over here. So so these are type advantage. So I am after I pop this, I do expect something around maybe the 500,000 area. I will have to assume if we can hit. If we can, oh yeah, right on spot. So that was type this or type neutral probably, and then we would after popping that, we were just roughly doing about 200,000. So it's not bad. So this one is a type neutral, so we can try this again just to confirm, right? Oh yeah, 239,000, so that's not bad. Okay, and then I couldn't see that one. This one is type advantage, so I think that final hit was roughly about 400,000, which is actually quite good. Right, since these enemy are kind of moving, so let's kind of see. Yeah, there is that tracking right there. Oh yeah, tracking coming in pretty hot, and that's it. So yeah, in terms of tracking wise, it's actually quite good. You guys can see that curvature is actually not that bad. It will definitely make its way to whatever enemy is moving towards you, so that's actually good. In terms of the late EXQ, I don't really have much to say because that is just a very generic EXQ that we have seen in so many suits already. So at this point in time, pretty much no comment on that. And then in terms of the exam system, not so much either. So I guess up next we are gonna try them out after alteration, and then just to do a comparison to see how much of an improvement we are talking about. Alright guys, with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it in terms of the Blue Destiny Unit 1. So up to alteration in terms of the EXQ, they were definitely hitting a little bit harder than expected. So definitely glad that alterated them. So they're overall not too bad. You know, just looking at the abdominal wireman, so that like that one having that curvature, I'm just like, okay, like I'm so like definitely up for that. In terms of Elite EXQ, I'm pretty sure those are just like a generic EXQ that you can find in abundance of unit already, so not anything too special on that one. But with that being said, that is going to be pretty much it, and then I'll catch you guys all on the next one.